Okay, so this is my app for advanced web programming. I'll start off with what I've done so far. Basically, the game works as a single player game. It's cohesive, but it's not very complex, and I haven't put any thought into design or layout. I've learned and understood React. I didn't know anything about it earlier on, so it's really good. Really like using it. I haven't done anything on the server side yet. I will now show the game so you can see where we're up to. Okay. So the game starts with a sign in. This is just for a player, and normally you would need to create a game on the server and then invite another player, but haven't done that yet. Okay, so there's a countdown between each stage of the game. So it's counting into the first round now. In first round, so I just have to click on the card that matches this here. So click on that one, and I got the points. It's just a random assignment. Okay. Right, so this board is a canvas, so these aren't actually, it's just one component. These aren't their own individual components. They'll get rendered at once. So I'm having a bit of a think about that. I'm not sure canvas is actually the best for this. It may be easier just to do normal divs. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's game over now, and the chat has opened. Oh, that shouldn't say name there. This is just your chat box. It's pretty straightforward. You can just send chats, and they get stored in a chats array. Okay, and the computer chats just by picking random messages. Okay, so I'll show you the code now. Just to quickly go over the code, I think it's pretty. Probably the most interesting bit would be the view controller variable. So the way I decided to structure my app was to have a view called registering here, and then based on that variable, all of the components are rendered conditionally. I thought that's probably what I spent the most time thinking about, what a good way, whether that was a good way to do it or not. It seems to be okay, but I'm not sure if it's the correct practice for React to do it like this. Okay, so what else do we have? So we've got the players here. It's very simple. The computer, this is the computer already entered, and whether or not the computer wins or the player wins, that's just decided randomly. Okay. There's a few. This is where the player gets registered and the game starts. There's a few timers here that manage movement from stage to stage. Right, and I think that's that for now. I'll show you the board as well. The board is a canvas, and it gets drawn based on the props of the list, and it draws a card out with a black outline, or if it's been seen already, then a grey outline to indicate to the user that they shouldn't pick it. Okay. All right. So I'll go to what problems I'm encountering. So it was hard to get my head around doing things in a React way. It took me a long time to get going, especially after the first assignment, which took me ages too. It took me a long time to actually decide on React as well, so that didn't help things. I was thinking of using Vue instead. In the end, I decided on React because my friend said there's heaps of jobs there at the moment. It's one of the main IT skills you want to have these days. So I'm not sure if I'm doing things, I'm just not sure if I'm going about things the right way with my overall structure, especially the view controller, where one variable manages the state of the game. And also it seems like Canvas is not the best way to do this. I think I'd probably rather just have normal divs and just render those to the screen with their absolute position. And it'd also be easy to move them around and stuff too, so I'd rather do that, but I can live with not doing that. Okay. Right, so what am I planning on doing to get it to completion? So this list is, I probably won't get through everything on this list, but I should be able to do at least the first 2/3. So I'm going to start off straight away by trying to get the server side working. So just getting it working as is on the server. And I think I could improve the layout and visual aspects because I really haven't put any effort into that so far. I think some transitions and more messages would make the game really clear to the players, because it's probably a bit confusing at the moment because it's so bare bones. Yeah, so I'll have a look at that once I've got it working on the server. So at the moment there's not much information collected about the user achievement, so I'd like to get more information at the submit answer stage. Okay. I think it should definitely be a multiplayer game. I mean, more than just 2 players, maybe 5 or 6 would be really good, or even a whole class would probably go alright too. Okay, once I get to that stage, I'll look at getting some of my students to try it, and I'll reassess what needs to be done at that point. And I want to, these last 2 are long-term goals, but I'd like to add the ability to create an account and measure each student's long-term progress. I think that could be some really good feedback in there. And okay, so sorry, these last 2 are these last 2 are if I get time, but create an account, measure long-term progress, and allow users to create their own lists with different sets of vocabulary that they can challenge their friends with. Okay, that's about it for me. Thanks for watching.